The last
Jamaica
time I was here in
deploys
St. Elizabeth and I
1,000 body
saw
cameras for
SSP
police.
Minto, we were down on the flat.
Yes, sir.
Just maybe a little bit earlier than now, and the sun was pelting, and I was sweating. And SSP Minto and his team, they were all just very cool. So I wondered whether or not there was air conditioning in these uniforms, because it's so very hot, but they're looking so cool. Obviously, the design of the uniform and the materials and technology that has gone into it accounts for the weather and the various eventualities that you will face. But what I wanted to point out today is this, and this entire team has on body-worn cameras. So SSP, tell us how they have worked so far, and how have your men received them?
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, and welcome again, sir, to St. Elizabeth, albeit now in the cooler sections of the parish. We certainly embrace the issue of body-worn cameras, and I know it's a very topical debate. St. Elizabeth Division was issued with a number of cameras just a little over a month ago. We now have cameras deployed at 3 police stations: Santa Cruz, La Covia, and the Pedro. Black River is earmarked to receive some cameras in short order. The policy requires, sir, that the officers that are trained, firstly, we train them and we assign cameras on a daily basis. And every interaction with members of the public, that the cameras are turned on. As a commander, I'm wearing one. All the cameras that are now being displayed are actually on.
And you can know that they're on because there is a flashing red light. So you can, if you look closer, you will see it more visibly.
Yes, sir. And once the cameras are charged and deployed, it will carry the officers throughout the entire shift. And so we continue to utilize the cameras. It enhances public trust, public confidence, and helps with when there are discrepancies between the officer's account and a member of the public. We now can rely on the cameras. In fact, when I speak to the officers, sir, there is a different engagement with the members of the public when they know they're being recorded. People are more polite, people embrace this, and certainly we want to ensure that this rollout continue, not just in the 3 police stations, but as the additional cameras come, we'll roll them out across the entire divisions.
So I want to use this opportunity to, again, reassure the public that there is no intention on the part of the government or the JCF not to deploy cameras. But sometimes we are misled by persons who believe they know when they know nothing. And you can't listen to them because they don't have your interest at heart. And, many of them just speak for their own glory. The truth is that the deployment of cameras are a very complex.
Comment your thoughts, like, and follow Feed the latest Jamaican news as it drop.
On your chest. That is absolutely not the case with these cameras. These cameras are purpose-built and purpose-designed for police activity with civilians. They are designed for all kinds of environments. But for the value of the camera to be fully realized, I want to point out what Senior Superintendent Minto said. We first had to train the policemen to use the camera. The training exercise takes some time. Then you had to put in place an entire back office operation for these cameras to be charged, for these cameras, for the footage to be downloaded at the end of the day, for the footage to be stored under secure conditions so that it has evidentiary value. A chain of custody has to be established. But it's one thing to say, all right, I've put cameras on our policemen and they go out and the footage is recorded. But you don't have access to the footage because you don't have broadband internet that you can transmit footage to areas where it may need to be analyzed. So it is an entire ecosystem that has to be built out for cameras to be deployed. And then we have to order them and they have to be built. And we have to wait a period of time for that to happen. So we have 1,000 that we have deployed, and we are seeing the deployment here. We have 1,000 more on order that will be coming, and we will continue to order in various rounds until the entire force has cameras. Now, let me also say again, not every camera of this form factor, meaning a camera that is deployed on the torso, is going to actually capture the evidence, the interaction that you need. If some of these gentlemen are on tactical operations, let's say, and they have to be, let us say, crawling, or they are operating in environment where there's a lot of smoke, or it's dark, or these flashing lights could give them away,
Or the sound.
or the sound,
Sound that you hear.
then this form factor, the body-worn camera, meaning on the torso, would not be the best form. There are other forms that are used. They have helmets, you have night vision goggles, all kinds of other devices that can capture image and that can be used for the same evidentiary purpose that can be deployed. And the JCF, I'm sure, is examining how that kit can be used for other deployments, other formations in the force, which are not necessarily forward-facing, meaning that they don't interact necessarily with the public in public areas. So yes, we would want to be able to capture the activity of our policemen and women in all the actions that they undertake, and I'm certain that there are cameras of different forms and designs that can be deployed, and we will get them into the force. Notice how well kitted these officers are, and they are now equipped with the electronic printers for the electronic ticketing system. So it's not just the cameras, but it is other gear that they will have. And we are also looking at deploying other less lethal tools to the police to help them in carrying out their law enforcement and public order mandate. Gentlemen, thank you so much for displaying your body-worn cameras.